Welcome to WWCB6, the podcast, where me and Sam Price go through the card for Saturday night and discuss who we think will win and why. Don't take it too seriously because we have more wrong than we do right. So if you don't pick you, it's probably a good thing. But usually Sam joins me as a neutral after running the camp with me. This time he's joining me as a competitor because he's in one of the co-main events, but we'll get on to that later. For those coming down Saturday night, the doors will open 5:30. The first bell will be about 6:10. We've got a rapper opening the show, D-Flex, and then we've also got a rapper just before the main events as well, Craigie. Both fantastic at what they do, so it should be a cracking atmosphere. So yeah, let's kick on then, Sam. So the first fight opening the show on Saturday night is Jordan Williams. So it's Tommy Wills, is that you actually is?
Yeah, you've got like 10 different names or something, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't know. His mother calls him Jordan, but she named him Thomas, so I don't
weird
know.
on us.
Yeah, changed her mind. But anyway, he's fighting Matthew Bennett, the UFC superstar. Yeah, but yeah, they're opening the show. How do you see that one going then, Sam?
Well, it's an awkward one really, because I haven't really seen Matthew Bennett. I wasn't here the time he sparred.
Come down on the Sunday, didn't
Yeah,
you?
but I was talking to him yesterday in the weigh-in, and he seems pretty confident. Obviously he's done a bit of UFC or MMA or whatever it is before, so he obviously knows what it is you got to do to win. But Jordan's been training hard. He's been training really hard, and you know, you see him like and he's just everything he does, he tries really hard. You know, you see him on the bag, he tries. When he goes in his sparring, he tries. So it should be good. It's an awkward one to call because we haven't seen both competitors, but
Jordan obviously has a big size and reach advantage, and weight advantage. It is an heavyweight clash, but Jordan is weighing in heavier. Do you think that'll play a big part, the fact that he is just a naturally bigger man?
I think he could use his weight in there.
And his reach,
yeah, of course. If he, weighed on him a little bit, kept him off of the jab, he might just win points. If he was clever enough, he could just win on points for there alone. But like I said, that Matthew is a bit, he's done a bit before, so perhaps he knows what to do against a competitor like that. And he seemed, like I said, he seemed very confident. He even called out our very own Josh Conroy.
He did, and if he wins on Saturday night, I'll happily take him to school in December. No problem at all. I'll get him out to the inside around.
Inside around?
Yeah, people can come back to this. It'll be inside around, it won't go anything. But he got to win. I told him he got to win on Saturday night first, and I think he's got a tough enough job against Jordan. So
if he wins, though, the fight is on.
Yeah, if he still wants it. If he wasn't drunk talk last night, because he looked like he'd had a couple.
I was very early in the night. I don't know if he was drunk.
Yeah, well, if he still wants it after Saturday, then yeah, he can get it.
What if he's in the ring first, calls you out?
Yeah, he can get it. He can get it, yeah.
I think the crowd would love that.
Yeah, that's no problem. No problem. That'll give me a nice little warm-up, easy comeback, and then go on to bigger things then, yeah. But the way I see it going, I mean, Jordan, the last couple of weeks he's had a few niggles, few excuses creeping in terms of why he couldn't come training, things like that. So I just hope, he puts all that behind him now and just goes in his Saturday night, gives 110%, leaves it all in the ring. He's a bit too nice. He's he's not very aggressive in the ring.
Let his hands go a bit.
Let his hands go. Use his size and his power. Just get a bit aggressive in there, get a bit nasty, get a bit spiteful, and I think he'll win. Matthew, he came down, I think he had a shock at how difficult boxing is compared to MMA, because obviously his stance is usually different, the way he moves is usually different. Didn't work in the boxing ring when he came down, and I think he found that out, so he's going to have to adapt before Saturday night. And yeah, I think I'd probably go Jordan just to edge it with his jab and just outpoint Matthew. I don't think there'll be a stoppage unless one of them quits on their stool, but I don't think anyone will be getting knocked out in that one, even though it is two heavyweights in there. So I'm going to go Jordan on points. How do you see?
Well, like I said, it's a tough one, so I haven't seen any of Matthew, but considering he's team red, I'm going to stick with my red corner.
Points? Or
points, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright then, so second up then we got Shane Rogers versus Joshua Psycho Smith. I mean, Shane has been here pretty much week in, week out, every single session, training his bollocks off, and quite frankly, I think he deserves to win. Whether he win or not is another thing, but I think he deserves to win. He's put the most work in, and I think that will probably show on the night. Josh has turned up to 2 or 3 sessions. He's spewed twice. He's got heart. He'll go in there. He'll go out swinging, I think. But I'd be very surprised if Josh makes it through the 3 rounds. I think he's gonna have a bit of a shock Saturday night at how hard.
3 rounds.
How hard 3 rounds is, because I mean,
especially if Shane is doing 3 rounds easy.
Shane will do 3, no problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
you find it a bit tricky, and
I'm gonna put my neck on the line, and I'm gonna say Shane. First round stoppage.
First round stoppage? Wow, that's a big call, that one. I don't think I've ever seen you call one at the...
I called James in the Gurno show, and he did stop or win in the first round. So I have called it before, only once, and it landed. But I think Josh, if he had put in the work, he could have easily got a win Saturday night. But I just think the fact he hasn't been there as much as he should have been or could have been might show on the night. He might prove me wrong, and I hope he does, because I'd rather see a good 3 round fight. But it
is tricky when you haven't done enough.
But Shane, like I say, Shane's been there week in, week out, working hard, so deserves it. But how do you see it going?
I wouldn't say it's first round stoppage. I wouldn't go for first round stoppage. I think, like you said, Shane's put the effort in, haven't he? Like, he's probably been in more than anybody else. Or as most people, but it's a tricky one for me. I could probably have to stick with my red corner, but
fuck off, Sam.
Team red, but
you got you so down the card all red.
If I'm stuck halfway through, but I'm just gonna stick with my team red, but.
So you're 50-50, so you're leaning red on the other side.
Red, but team red.
Josh is a bigger guy, so I mean, if he does go the 3 rounds, if he lands, he could hurt Shane. Shane has been hurt in sparring, so it's not impossible that Josh can go in there and land a big punch.
But I also agree with you, like, the people that put the effort in,
that's what normally wins.
They do deserve it at the end of the day.
And the fitter man normally wins on the night in white collar bouts, I find. And I just think Shane's fit on him. But like I say, Josh is probably the bigger puncher, and if he does land flush, he could easily stop Shane. But yeah, I'm going to go Shane, and I think Josh will just blow out early, and I think that'll be all she wrote.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, not long now. Third up then, we got Jack Howard versus Corey Edwards. How do you see that one going?
I go to you first, Pat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's a good fight. I think Jack boxes nice, he boxes on the outside, moves well. And Corey, although he's very quiet early in the camp, he's sort of come into his own now the last couple of weeks. And he's got plenty of power. And he's not afraid to have a good go. So I can see Corey on a real good go. And I do think that Jack's going to have to be on his A game to beat him. I think it's a very close fight. If I was going to have to pick, I probably, Corey haven't missed many sessions, Jack's missed quite a few. I'm probably going to go towards what I think will be the fitter man. I'm going to edge Corey's way this time. Just about on points.
I agree.
I think his work rate might just be a bit too much for Jack. But that said, the bigger ring might help Jack. He can box on the outside, he box nice, and he could box Corey's head off. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close one now. That could go either way. I'll edge Corey's way just on the terms of fitness and work rate. He's got a high work rate.
I'll edge on.
He reminds me of Lamsey. Corey does in the ring.
Just keep
he's
going.
He's like a young Lamsey.
Young Lamb, like.
Yeah, young Lamb. He doesn't do anything spectacular, but he does the basics well, and he's got power, and his work rate's high. So he's going to be a tough fight for anybody, I think. And yeah, I think I'd probably just edge his way, but yeah, close fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Jack won either.
Fair enough. I'm going to stick my right corner, but I think Corey will just be enough. I agree with you. I think Corey's going to steal that one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Points.
Okay,
Corey on points.
On to the next one. So we've got Jordan Thomas, who again has been pretty much every session. I don't recall him missing many, if any. He takes on Corey Roberts, who has missed quite a few, but the times he has turned up has been impressive. How do you see that one? I'll come to you first for that one.
I'm just going to stay with my red corner bat.
Really?
I just think it's going to be a red sweep on the night.
It's not like Sam Price to sit on the fence, but I'm just you rattle like.
I don't know if he's got me rattled
David
for picking
Cole had you rattled. Since
picking
David
a red
Cole
team.
said about fucking going against him on that part. You been sitting on the fence for all
I'm in the red
years,
team, but I'm in the red corner. I said to you what was going to happen on the night on this podcast, but and I'm going to stick with my red side, but.
Jordan, you don't think Jordan, because he's been there week in, week out, might just...
I like Jordan. I like him. He's a nice boy. I got a lot of time for him. But just not on Saturday.
I'm not going to show you who's red corner, because you wouldn't even know.
I do know.
No,
of course I know.
So, I think Corey will start fast. And I think he'll probably win the first round. But I think he will then start to slow down a little bit. Are you looking for the red corner, are you?
You too, but I know
I think he'll slow down, and then Jordan will start to take over, use his height, use his reach, and I think Jordan on points.
Jordan on points. Thing is, Jordan has put a lot of effort in. He's come on loads down the gym. I think there was 3 of them going in and out of sparring, wasn't there? 3. And I think that really helped them a lot. Mixing up styles with different people every round. It's bound to help. But I'm going to stick with my red corner, but...
So you're going to go Corey on points?
Yep.
All right, next up, we've got Thomas Blandford and Liam Cooper-King. So 2 big boys.
You look at both of them and you think, rugby players.
Both have sort of rugby build to them, don't they?
Yeah.
Liam probably more so than Tom. They sparred a couple of weeks ago, very close spar, very good rounds.
That's what edged you put them together, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think I had them penciled in anyway, but that was sort of what made me think, you know what, I'd like to see that on the night when they both go in 100%, giving everything. Because I do think it's very close. I think Liam is susceptible to a big shot. He has been hurt a few times in the past. Tom possibly also, but Liam's very strong jab. Again, does the basics right, but that vulnerability of getting caught.
Yeah, I think they're both very similar.
Yeah, they are. They're very similar in style. 2 boys that are going to leave it all in there. Liam obviously lost to Lamsey last time before. Thomas is his first time. So I think they're both going to leave it all in there, 110%. And so I think I'd probably edge. I think it's probably it's 50-50.
I'd probably stuck on 50-50 with that one too, because like you say, they're both good boxers, but they both don't like taking the big hit.
Yeah.
So I suppose whoever comes out with the biggest hit first and rattles the other guy.
I'm gonna lean to Liam Cooper-King's side, just on the basis that he's been in there before, he's experienced the crowd, the walk-in, the atmosphere and the environment, and I just think that might give him an edge, because he might, he knows what to expect. So I'm just going to edge that way. What about you? I'm going to go Liam on points.
50-50.
You've got to pick one, though. You have to pick one.
I don't have to pick, although I said I could.
We're going to call draw,
Draw.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Draw fight.
First draw.
Could be. It could be a draw. You had a draw right on the Gurno show.
Yeah, I did.
Could be a draw.
Yeah.
Alright then, moving on. A female fight. The only female fight of the evening. Fair play to Kelsey Smith for stepping in at day's notice. Credit to her.
Yeah, same.
She's a tough cookie. And she's taking on another tough cookie, Kelly Porter. How would you see that one going now? Obviously, Kelsey from previous shows.
Yeah, well, Kelsey got the experience there, hasn't he, for doing the show before. But Kerry's impressed me. First of all, she was, it was a bit awkward to judge because she was in there with the boys. And obviously, it's not the same.
Taking her around, yeah.
Yeah, it's just taking her around. But once you brought that woman in,
Anna, is it?
Anna,
To spar,
to spar, that was a really good spar to be fair. That would be a good fight in itself.
Yeah, Anna did consider it, but she's fighting in June, so we'll see more of her in later shows. But yeah, okay, yeah, that was a good fight. That was. And it was close, and Anna's a little bit bigger than Kerry, so Kerry held her own there, and obviously Kelsey's the opposite. Then she's a little bit smaller than Kerry, so
yeah.
Yeah, how do you see it going in? Honestly,
it's like when you see someone like that, it's hard to judge without seeing them actually sparring. Like we haven't seen Kelsey. Like obviously I've seen her before, but it's hard to remember her doing any sparring with anyone. But she was. Who
did she fight? I don't know what she fought.
I don't know, it's off the top of my head now. I was thinking about the other day.
Wasn't Tinnicker, was it?
No, Tinnicker fought. Who was the one Troy brought down? The older woman.
Sandy, no. Cindy,
yeah. You got it, yeah.
That's right.
Them two fought, didn't they?
Yeah. I can't think who Kelsey fought then. Wasn't Josh Davis in this? Was that Libby, wasn't it?
Might have been, yeah.
Was it her, was it?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
I think she took a fight.
And she was good anyway, to be fair, so that was a good...
Yeah.
That would have been a good thing anyway, but it's like... It's awkward, another awkward one to call, innit?
Yeah,
without seeing two of them spar, you know, even if you saw them spar.
I'm going to edge towards Kerry just because she's obviously had a full camp. But I don't know, I mean, you know, Kelsey's obviously very good in terms of she's done it before and she's done a really good job the first time. And she's naturally quite fit anyway, I think, you know, she keeps herself fairly...
I'm just glad that Kelsey stepped in because it would have been horrible if she'd done all the training.
Yeah, like, there was other options, but there were people I didn't know, so it's hard to know then if they would be a good fit for Kerry, or if they would just go in and be too much or not good enough, or you know.
That's it. You've got to see them spar.
Yeah, we know with Kelsey, we know what Kelsey can do, and I think it will be a good fight. It's a fairly good matchup.
I think the crowd will love it.
Yeah, it should be good. I think they'll both leave it in there. I think they'll become friends afterwards. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Sure.
It's a fight I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to go Kerry on points. Just nick it last round.
It's an awkward one to call, innit?
What are you going to go? What are you going to say?
Just because Kerry's been in the gym training, she's had the training, I'm going to go Kerry on points. It's only because of that. Like, I haven't seen Kelsey fight for, how many years ago was it?
Before COVID, wasn't it?
3 years ago?
So it's a long time ago now.
I don't know if she's done anything since. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't spoke to her. But it's an awkward one to call. You just got to favour the one that's been training on it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Next up then, we've got James Chick taking on Dan Rees. Obviously, James was going to fight Kroll, then he was going to fight Morley, and both of them ruled out with injury. So now he fights Gurnos winner, Daniel Rees, who you know quite a bit about.
Yeah, I like Dan.
Show.
It's a thing one for me, because I like both of them.
You sparred James, you've seen Dan a lot.
I got on really well with James Chick. He's a really nice boy. It is literally a fight of the two nicest people in the camp, probably. Both of them are really nice boys. And, like, with Dan, it's hard to call because in training he doesn't throw, does he, Dan? He holds back. But he's seen on
covers up. But he's hard to hit, though.
Yeah, that's it. It's hard to get into.
There's a lot of shots on the gloves, doesn't he?
But he also showed on the night that he can throw.
Yeah, and he won this fight. Rio's, you know, obviously done well in sparring. He's dropped a couple of people. We won't mention any names, but he's dropped a couple of people in sparring. And he's young, you know, he'll come again, Rio. He's due to fight on the next show. So yeah, I mean, he beat him, so that's no easy task to beat him.
And he's strong puncher, Rio. Is this, you know, he throws big punches, like, and he covered up well. And then when he had to get at him, he done it well. There's that. But I think Chick's a good boxer. He got a big strong punch in him as well. He held it back when we found fuck, but I've seen a video of his last fight, and you know,
he's as fit now as he was then.
I don't know. He's been training. He's been training with two big boys as well. He's been training with Tomo and Shane. You don't get much bigger than those two. No. So yeah, it's going to be a good fight, but I honestly think it's going to be one of those ones where, you know, it's 50-50 for a bit and one of them's going to take over. And I got to stick with my red corner, but...
So you're going James Chick?
I'm going to go Chick. I'm
going to lean towards Chick as well. I just think he's a little bit bigger than Dan, and Dan might not be able to sort of take the shots and counter punch as well as he done against Rio, who was inexperienced and just perhaps a little bit he's a little bit smaller than Dan, whereas Chick's a little bit bigger than Dan. So I think I'm going to lean towards Chick as well. Points.
Yeah, like with Chick on.
I think Chick will slow down. I think with gas. I think
with Chick, I've seen like on a bag. Chick throws some brilliant combos.
Yeah,
I've seen him on a bag.
It's hard to do it in the ring.
That's it. But if Dan's gonna stand there and let him throw these combos,
Dan needs to move. Yeah,
it could be an easier fight than you think for Chick. But if Dan turns up like he normally does on the night,
I can see a scenario where James goes in, blows out in the first round. Dan absorbs it on the gloves and then comes on strong. I can see that scenario playing out if James isn't careful.
Yeah, but I think Chick done that in his first fight. He said to me like he went out. Obviously, you heard the guys who carried on, which you would probably.
Yeah. How many times have we seen that happen where they don't get him out there? Then
no, but I don't know if he is gonna go at that. I don't know if he is gonna go and do that this time.
That's for me. He could, and if he does, and he doesn't get Dan out there in that first round, Dan is fit enough to then
100%.
really put it on James in the second.
Especially if he's throwing as well.
Yeah, we've seen it happen loads of times, you know, so it's easy done. But yeah, that's one way I could see Dan winning is potentially just soaking it up first round, letting James blow out, and then going for it and
picking the shots.
Yeah, but I think if James is careful and takes his time and patient, I think he'll come out the winner.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my red corner.
Okay. So then next up we got Darryl Turnbull versus Corey the Cobra Davis. Obviously Corey, you know well, Darryl's impressed in training. Corey was the most improved fighter in the gym last time around. This time I'm not so sure.
Is it because he's been dropped a few times?
Well, not really, no, but it's the reason he's getting dropped is because he's dropping that left hand and Trovy's been drumming it into him from week one to keep that left hand up, and then still he's dropping it and he's getting caught. And it's not going to take someone like Darryl long to suss that out.
I think what maybe it is for Corey this time round, I think he may have got a bit cocky with his boxing, you know, dropping it. You know, usually you get a more experienced boxer that drops the left because they can move quicker, get away from shots.
Yeah, but I don't even think the professionals should do that, really. You know, I mean.
Well, the ones in and out, you know, your Mayweathers, they can do it.
But they, you know, their trainers are probably.
They're taught not to do it.
Keep
your hand up.
You know, but I just think, the reason the Corey's been dropped is more why he's getting dropped. Like he's dropping that left hand and everything's getting caught.
I know fucking.
Night, he could end up on his arse.
I know his fucking Vans he's wearing.
Yeah, they don't help. But Darryl's good. Yeah, they had a really good spar. Darryl's fast. I watched him on the pads. He throws lovely combinations, and if he can translate that onto into the fight, I think he could beat Corey. I think he could just be too much because the reason that Jack Saunders didn't beat Corey is because he didn't throw enough. He allowed Corey to pick him off with a jab and pick up a points victory. I don't think that will happen with Darryl. I think Darryl will be throwing a lot of punches, a lot of combos, and I do think Corey can win because Corey's a strong boy, and he's experienced it all before. But I think if he doesn't keep that left hand up, it's only a matter of time
keep it up
before Darryl lands on the button and he's on his ass, and then all of a sudden you're chasing the fight, you're 10-8 down after the first round or second round, whatever, and you're chasing it and it's hard.
You're in trouble then.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Darryl on points. I don't think he'll stop him. He might drop Corey, but I don't think he'll stop him. Points victory for Darryl, I'm going.
It's a tough one for me because, like I said, I like Corey.
I like Corey friends as well. I like him when he texts me 4 in the morning. But I
class, Corey as a family friend. So it's awkward and you chucked him in a blue corner. So
you're going to stick with him?
I'm going to have to stick with my red corner, but
yeah,
I have to stick with my red corner.
Who do you actually think will win?
Darryl on points.
Do you think Darryl will beat him?
On points.
Hand on heart.
I'm sticking my red corner, but I don't with Corey. I don't think Corey's put the effort in this one as he did.
No, I agree with you.
With the last camp. The last camp, every time I spoke to Corey, he was like, you know, he was training. He was training outside of training. He was training in his bedroom.
Yeah, this win has gone to his head a little bit.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about maybe the cockiness had gone in there a little bit.
Maybe.
Because in the last one, it was just like, all right, Corey, have you been? He was either in Murphy on the piss or training. It was one or the other. That's what he was doing. Yeah. Every time we spoke to him, he was either on a piss or training. Yeah, and I speak to him this time, and there doesn't seem to be as much training. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're both Darryl Turnbull on points then. Right. Next up, we have Jack Williams versus Corey Bunny. Obviously, Jack is Kirsty's. Well, Kirsty's auntie's son, so it's
cousin. Yeah.
Kirsty's cousin.
Kirsty's cousin. Yeah, it's a close family one for you.
Yeah, for me, you know, I'm going to be having daggers if, I'm going to have daggers if Jack doesn't get the victory. But it's look, if you asked me a couple of weeks ago who I thought would win the fight, I would have said Jack comfortably on points because he's a better boxer than Corey. But Corey's been seriously impressive throughout the camp. He's got better and better as weeks have gone on. He's tough, he's game, he's got that spitefulness you need. So like they might be friends before, they might be friends after, but for that 6 minutes they're in the ring, Corey's going to be trying to take Jack's head off.
Well, I've sparred Corey, and I think in sparring with Corey, he's
got, got a better review at times.
He's on you, see?
Yeah.
He doesn't give you time to think, like, you'll be in there, you'll throw a jab or something, before you can even think about what you're going to do next, he's literally on your lap, like, that's what he does well, I find, with Corey. He doesn't give you a lot of time to think in it.
Yeah.
Which is tough then, once you're in there, and you know, if there's somebody who's staying off you a bit, you got time to think, I'll just come,
pick your shots.
Body shot, head shot, you can chuck up combos in it, but when someone is sitting on your lap, you find it difficult like that, and I found it difficult with him. The only way I found to sort of keep him away is to throw.
Gotta throw, yeah.
Gotta throw. That's all you got to do. The only way you.
Because otherwise, he will just keep on and on.
Oh, he stays on you, yeah. And that's what I found anyway. If you throw with him, you sort of give him less chance to be on you. But I didn't get a chance to spar Jack.
No.
So
Corey's fit for 3 rounds. Like I think Jack is as well. But I think one of the things Jack was perhaps leaning on was the fact that Corey wouldn't be able to maintain the pace he does for 3 rounds, but I think he will.
Yeah.
I do think he is fit enough to go 3 rounds. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think boxing wise, Jack will outbox him.
He's a very good boxer, Jack.
But I think he needs to use the ring size to his advantage. He needs to throw. He needs to stay busy. Because if he gives Corey time to sort of close the distance, I think Corey will be on him, and yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's what Corey does well, you know.
I'm gonna go with Jack on points just because I think with the ring size he might use it to his advantage and just pick up the points. But I wouldn't be surprised if Corey beat him. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Like you said, they're 2 really nice boys, innit?
Yeah.
You could just fucking get out the ring after a spar with them and talk to them for half hour after it, like.
Yeah. And Corey, well, both of them listen and implement the things you say to them in the next round and things like that. So
and that's what you want when you're trying to help people, like, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, they both listen and learn, and that's what you want. So I'm gonna go Jack on points, but very close fight. I think it could even be a draw. That one.
I'll stick with my red corner, Corey.
Corey Bunny, how's he gonna do it?
Points. I think points. Yeah, Jack's a tough guy. I don't think he'll get stopped in 3 rounds. But I think it's going to be one of those ones where Corey's just on him for 3 rounds and makes it a tough night for him. Yeah. But I can see what you were saying as well. You know, it could go. You know, if Jack keeps his reach, you know, keeps his jab out there, tries to keep him off. But that's tough to do against him for 3 rounds. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. So I'm going to stick with my red corner. Okay. On to the next one. A fight I'm really looking forward to this one. Liam Mellish versus Liam Thomas. How do you see that one going? That's a slugfest. They're very similar. Yeah, they are. Yeah. They are very, very similar. It's going to be a big fight. There's going to be a lot of big throws thrown in there. Because a pair of them, it's not much defensive. There's not a lot of defensive in there. There's a lot of very good attack. Yeah. So that's a good one. On paper, you think one of them's going to stop the other.
Yeah, that's 3 rounds of fucking hell. Like. That's gonna be. I think it's gonna come down to who wants him more in that 3rd round.
And fitness.
Yeah, I think they both get 3 rounds. I've seen them both, and I think they both get 3 rounds. But I just think when you're tired in our 3rd, it's just going to be who wants him more. Because I don't think there's going to be a lot between them before that.
No.
I think they both got the power to hurt each other. So yeah, I think it's just whoever can sort of find that extra gear and just dig in a little bit more come the 3rd round.
It's a very well matched up
I don't do
fight.
mismatches, but
it is, you know, like I'll give you compliments in this one here. It's all been a good matchup. It's going to be a good night. It's
going to be a fantastic night. I really can't wait. I'm gonna lean Liam Ellish's way. I've seen a couple of videos of him on the bag. I've seen him going with Ethan King when the pros came down to do a
I missed that, so I didn't.
I just think he's got more variety to his shots. I think Liam Thomas, very strong boy, very game, tough. But I just think Liam has that greater variety of shots, and he'll throw a little bit, you know, which might catch the referee's eye in terms of the judging. Yeah. A little bit more. So if it does go the distance.
I didn't get to see Liam.
I'm gonna go Mellish on points. I think he might just dig in a little bit more. And like I say, those variety shots might just catch the judge's eye a little bit more compared to Liam Thomas. But
it's another close one.
It could be a draw. That could be a draw, like, you know. Yeah. But I am going to lean Liam Ellish's way. What about you?
I'm going to stick my red corner, but
Liam Thomas.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next up then, another fucking great fight, to be fair. Jordan Davis, who's obviously 0-2 at the minute, looking to get a first win on the board against Imran Sardar, who's obviously former amateur years and years ago as a youth.
And you could see that as well.
Yeah.
I know it's been years or whatever, but
so it doesn't get any easier for Jordan
no,
for his first victory, because it's a shame really that he's 0-2, because he's had 2 tough fights. And
it sort of crumbles sometimes, isn't it?
Because he's a good fighter.
Yeah, that's
the same happened to Sam McIntyre. He was 0-2. Was he or 0-3?
0-2.
Yeah. And then he finally got a win. So maybe the same will happen for Jordan now on Saturday. And yeah, I hope it does. But
I got a lot of time for Jordan. I like Jordan. He's a nice boy.
He is, yeah.
And like you said, I think he's had a bit of a shit runner against because in all his fights, I think he could have easily won his fights. The only thing he didn't do in the last one was throw enough. He didn't throw enough in that fight. He gassed
out, I think, as well. But he is fitter this time. He said he's feeling good. He feels the best he's ever felt going into a fight. So there's a lot of positives, and they have sparred, and it was very, very close.
Good spar as well.
Imran boxes off the ropes. He's sort of a counter puncher, whereas Jordan's more of a come forward fighter. So it's a clash of styles. It's a fucking good fight. I mean, yeah, how do you see going?
Yeah, like you say, like with Jordan, he's like, he can get down to the body very well. You know, he can get down low and back up really quick.
Mixes it up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And he's, like you said, he's trained probably harder with this one, wanting that win more than the last one. But Imran is a good boxer as well.
Yeah.
He's tough. He's quick. A good counter-attacking boxer, like you say. Jordan can get in on him. He can get a few shots in and get away quick.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good fight, but it's a close one now.
Points, job for you?
Points, yeah.
I think 100% points. So. But who's it going to go to?
I'll have to stay with my red corner, but
which is?
Imran.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean in towards Jordan, because I've heard bits of his game plan, and I can see him working.
Bits of the game plan.
I can see it working.
Again, like I say, obviously I'm going to stick with my corner, but I like Jordan so much. I think he deserves to get that win.
I agree.
There's no one, like, he'll turn up again, you know, this one, and he'll turn up and
he's
fight.
Not afraid of getting in there and losing. He doesn't care who he fights. I mean, he'll turn up anytime, anywhere, and fight whoever. He's not.
So, well, I said he haven't had an easy go of it. Let's be honest. If you chucked him in there against most people in the gym, he would have had his win by now.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you've stitched him up a couple of times, but...
Well, he's a good fighter, he's a good fighter.
Best got to fight the best,
that's it, you know. But I think I'm gonna lean towards Jordan. I've seen, like I say, little bits of the game plan, and I can see why he's come up with that sort of plan of attack, and I can see it working. And I think Imran might just leave it too late. I think because he waits for the counter punch all the time, I just think he might leave it too late to he might be behind on points for me.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely going to be a points one.
Oh yeah, I can't see either of them being stopped.
3 of them will do 3 rounds, and it's going to be.
Yeah, I can't see that being a stoppage win for either. I think that's a cert to go to points. But yeah, I'm going to go Edge Jordan's way. But yeah.
It's going to be one of those ones who wants him more, isn't it?
Next up then, so we're on to the last 4 now. So we got Rhys Davies and Conor Edvin. How do you say I'm going?
Well, like I said in the last camp, you know, Conor Edge, he looks like an amateur in amongst white collar fighters. If I'm honest, he's good, he's quick. His body shots are like a nuts. You do it most people in there, even the bigger boys. But Rhys, he's taller. He got that reach. He's stronger. He's a bit heavier. And again, he's a good boxer. And he, you know, he haven't just got the height and the reach. He's got the boxing skills with it. It's going to be a tough fight. But Conor's going to have to get inside him. And we know he can. Yeah. You know, he's good. And he's going to have to fucking chop him down. Chopped on that tree.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rhys, I wouldn't have put Rhys in with Conor if I didn't think Rhys was good enough to beat him. I think Rhys is good enough. And I can see this going 2 ways. I can either see Conor putting on a masterclass like he did against Anthony Davis and just blowing him away. Or I can see Rhys putting on one of the best performances you're likely to see in a white collar show and making it very close, if not beating Conor. Because I think Rhys, like I say, I think he is good enough to beat him, but he needs to be on his A game. Yeah. If he's anything but on his A game, Conor will walk for him.
What I think he needs to do, he's nice, isn't he? He's a very nice boy. I think he needs.
I don't know. He's nice outside the ring, but in the ring, he has got that little bit of spitefulness about him.
Well, that's what I think he needs to bring us. What I'm saying, he needs to leave that niceness.
Yeah, leave the nice guy in the locker room.
Yeah, and come out and he's going to have to bring it to Conor, isn't he?
Yeah. And I think he moves well, lovely head movement, he's heavy-handed, he throws big shots. Conor, when I seen him in with Luke the other day, best I've seen him ever, so he's primed, he's ready to go. It's a good fight, but I think if I had to pick, I would just pick Conor on experience and the fact that Rhys has to be on his A game to beat him. He can't be anything lower. If he brings his B game, I don't think it'd be good enough. It needs to be his A game. So I'm going to edge Conor on points. I don't think he'll stop Rhys, but I think he'll beat him on points. But I half hope I'm wrong because I think Rhys has worked really hard. He's improved week by week. He's probably the most improved fighter in the gym, and that's why he's got a shot like this at a big name like Conor, I suppose.
That's the thing, like we were saying just now about being chucked in the deep end.
He's been chucked in the deep end.
Probably, yeah, but you know, he's shown in sparring that he can handle it. That's why he's there.
And if he does win on Saturday night, he's immediately in the mix for a lightweight title shot, then, which is coming in December. You know, then you're mixing it with the likes of Rhys Dixon and Chris Bristow. You know,
the best of the best.
The best of the best in terms of white collar, yeah. So. Yeah, that, you know, he throws his name in that hat, and I have no doubt that if he does win on Saturday night and he kept working at his boxing, he could be more than capable of beating both of those names in December. You know, but it's a long way away.
It's a big call.
Yeah, but he's just improving at such a rapid rate and not that he could easily.
I think he has caught your eye a bit in the gym. I think he is one of your top rated.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Things, and it's for good reason. He is really good. Like.
He's a good prospect, I like him. Yeah. I'm going to go Conor on points. How do you see going?
Same, Conor on points. I think just because of experience as well, Conor knows what he got to do. Rhys doesn't really, you know, he got a game plan, he knows what he got to do to win a fight. Yeah. But I mean, whereas if it gets a bit scrappy, third round, I think Conor knows what to do just a bit more. Yeah. To nick that fight. To nick it, yeah. Okay. To dig out, just the ring craft and like I said, like when I see Conor, I see an amateur in amongst white collar fighters. That's speaking very highly of him. I don't think you're wrong. No. Yeah. On to the title fights then. So first title fight of the evening is yourself. You and Muggy Max Edwards. Obviously a lot has been said in the build up. The weigh-in got a bit tasty last night. You had the gloves are off where you were both giving it back and forth.
yeah, it's become very tasty. It's become the fight that a lot of people want to see, and a lot of neutrals are looking forward to now as well.
Yeah.
Did he get in your head last night at all?
Not
His
at all.
antics?
No, I knew what was coming, but he knows I knew what was coming, man. It wasn't hard to judge, was it? I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did, rather just a boring stand-up.
Did get a little bit serious, or like to do?
Well, of course I wasn't going to smile when he was pushing me, was I? I was always going to keep it, but I knew the outcome of it all, man. I wasn't going to let him push me and then just smile at him, was I?
Yeah.
But I knew it was never going to get any further than what it did.
Well, the girls stepped in. They both missed Jess and
perhaps they didn't realise, perhaps they did think it was going to go a bit further.
But you were happy that it wouldn't have kicked off?
Well, if it kicked off, it kicked off, and there's not much you can do about it, is there?
Yeah. But you didn't get, you didn't make you angry?
No, not at all. I don't know if that was his plan to make me angry, but I'm not an angry guy, but I keep my cool.
Yeah, you are pretty laid back.
Yeah.
Well, when the gloves are off, his comments didn't...
No, not at all. I think I just give good answers back to whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
Didn't get my...
If you haven't seen that yet, guys, it's on the Facebook page, Welsh White Collar Boxing. Give it a listen.
It's a funny little video for 20 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think 15 minutes. 15
minutes worth of watch.
But it's good.
But like I said, I don't really allow... I think I'm too laid back to let anyone get in my head. I'm very confident.
Yeah?
I've said from day one, it's going to be my win.
I was going to play out then. I was the fight. Like, talk me through the rounds. The first round was going to happen.
Well, no, I'm not talking through any of the fight. No.
You're keeping your game plan?
Yeah, you'll have to watch it on the night to find out. There's no way am I saying
how would you win and what round now?
I'm not saying that.
No?
I'm not saying anything, no.
Not going to give us a prediction?
No, nothing. Well, me winning is my prediction.
By knockout or something?
I'm not saying that. No. Keeping it right underneath my
hand. So you're going to tell us like what you've been training on? Like he thinks you've been training on sort of being elusive and they're trying to stay away from his right hand?
Well, that's just obvious anyway, innit? Come on, who's going to walk onto it? Max has got a big right hand. He's seen it in training. Why would anyone want to walk onto it? It just goes without saying, that's not exactly a plan. There's just not being stupid at it, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have got granite chin, so you say, so...
Well, no one wants to get it to the big right, regardless of it. And he's got it, let's be honest, he's got a big right.
Do you feel the right hand a little bit? Like if, you sort of trying to stay away from that a bit too much and you could get caught?
If his big right hits me, I deserve to be hit by it. If I don't see it coming...
Because he does throw it from... Now he's been trained to a little bit with Cardiff. Do you not think that might be a little bit more disguised, a little bit more tight?
Well, I don't know what he's been doing. That's the thing. So I'm glad he's been working on it because I would have seen it otherwise, wouldn't I? To be honest. And if I did, like I said, if I got caught by one of his punches, I deserve to get hit by it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of how I would call it, a couple of weeks ago, I think after like 2 or 3 weeks into camp, I thought you were going to win easy, and I thought it might have been a mismatch because you were looking really sharp in sparring in terms of your movement. Last couple of weeks, Max has gone to another level in terms of what he's been doing, and then you've had a couple of tough sparring sessions where you perhaps haven't looked as good as you did in the earlier weeks. You've had a little bit of a break now since, freshening you up for Saturday. Yeah. But yeah, I just think now it's a genuine 50-50, especially now he's been working with Joe for that like week or two and just tightening things up.
Well, it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's aggressive, he's going to come at you. I certainly don't think he's going to be like Jake Jones who's going to freeze under the lights because he fucking loves it. You know?
Oh, no, yeah, he loves the attention.
He is going to bring it to you for however long it lasts. He's going to come in hard, and I think that's going to be... I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how you handle it.
I hope he does come that hard.
It's going to be interesting, yeah.
I hope he comes out swinging.
I'm going to stick with you. Obviously, you're my good mate. I'm going to stick with you by points. I think Max might blow out, and I think you might outpoint him, man. Because if he doesn't land the right hand, you should outpoint him, really. But who knows? It's a fucking good fight. I can't wait for it. I don't know.
It's hard to speak on there because I haven't got nothing to say on the matter. I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that I'm going to win. And I'm very confident on it, yeah.
By any means necessary.
That belt is coming on with me, but I've already got a shelf up.
And then looking forward, if you do beat him, Dylan Henry's awaiting the winner. What do you think of Dylan? What's your thoughts on him as a boxer?
Yeah, I like Dylan. Yeah, Dylan's a good boxer. Like, with Dylan is, you don't see a lot in sparring.
No, you're right.
I don't know if he's molded back or whatever, but on a night he turns up big time, you know.
I didn't realise how good Dylan was until I watched his fight back with Ramsey.
Yeah, no, he's good.
And he no one does that to Ramsey,
No,
nobody does that.
Well, people have tried and they haven't,
yeah,
so I just...
And Dylan went in there and he beat him easy.
So I speak highly of when I say, you know, a Dylan fight would be good.
Would Dylan be a tougher opponent for the Max?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair play. On to the next title fight then, a middleweight title. Obviously, Rhys Phillips, the current middleweight champion, has relinquished the title. So it's vacant for either Sean Bowen or Anthony Hatch to take home on Saturday night. Fucking, I'm on the fence with this one. It's a very, very close fight.
I think you have been sitting on a fence on this one for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I love the fight. I think it's a fucking great fight. And I couldn't really call it. Sean obviously lost to Spoony, learned a lot from that, come back, knocked out Nathan Owens or stopped him. Hatchie has 2 stoppage wins. He was a big underdog going into the fight against Rob and beat him. Yeah, it's a close fight. I don't know. Hatchie has power. Sean Bowen has power. I don't know if he'll go the distance or not.
They both got power there. I sparred both of them.
Yeah, they could.
They both got power behind their punches.
Both men have been hurt. I remember Spoony hurt Bowen in the fight. He's like, he done a chicken dance in the ring. Didn't drop him, but he did do a little chicken dance. Archie's obviously been dropped. They've seen him get dropped. But neither of it the deck in a WWCB ring on fight night.
Where it matters.
Yeah, which is, you know, it makes no difference what happens in sparring. It's what happens on the night. And if I was pushed to make a decision, if I had a gun to my head, I would go Hatchie, and the only reason for that is because Hatchie is insanely fit. He plays fucking football. Like, before the Rob fight, one of the biggest fights he's had, because he was a big underdog for that fight, and he played 90 minutes of football before coming down. And do you know what I mean? And then he still goes and beats Rob. So the fact he done that, I just think shows how, you know, his fitness levels are incredibly high. I mean, he climbed fucking Snowdonia or something the other day.
Yeah. He's very confident boy as well.
Bowen is also very fit, and he texted me the other day saying he's the fittest he's ever been. So, but obviously I'm yet to see how fit Bowen is for 3 rounds, because he has had an injury-riddled camp. If I had a gun to my head, I'd go Archie, just because I know his fitness is there, and he will go hard for 3 rounds. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bowen knocked him out. I really wouldn't.
Because they're both strong.
Yeah, they are both strong boys. And yeah,
I'm very confident boys too.
Yeah, if Sean Bowen knocked him out and took the title home, it would not surprise me one bit. But if it goes the distance, probably edge towards Hatchie. How would you see it going?
Yeah, like I just said, I sparred them both. They're both strong boys. I think Archie might be the better boxer. For, you know, technique wise.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Like I was when I sparred him, I was surprised.
Actually, move as well.
I found it difficult to get some shots on, and the shots I was throwing at him, he learned quick.
Yeah.
You know your boxing head is on then when you try to throw some in. You throw it once, try again in 30 seconds, and they already realise what you're gonna do. It's clever boxing, but like you say, I you could see it going either way. In our fight. It's a tricky one, but I'm going to have to stick my red corner. Go Archie.
Yeah,
points. Yeah, points.
All right, and then we're on to the main event of the evening. Shane Vai versus Kyle Williams for the Neil Ryden Memorial Belt. Obviously a lot has been said in the build-up to this one. They've been back and forth. They have also done a gloves are off or before the
Nearly stepped outside.
Nearly stepped outside, yeah. So yeah, check that out on the Facebook page as well. I think they had Kyle couldn't make it down last night, but they did have a little face-off down at George Friday, so I'll be going up tonight. I mean, I haven't seen anything of Kyle, so I can't really...
That's the thing.
I can't really comment on what he's doing. He's very confident. So yeah, I mean, he must... It's similar to the Kroll and Tomo fight in terms of everyone sees Tomo's power and they think Kroll is fucked and Tom's going to walk through him, but then we've seen on the night that Kroll had, well, he gave just as good as he got.
He's tough bastard, let's be honest. There's not many people who would have taken those shots off.
Tom fucking I'd have been sleeping for a week. So.
He caught me with a couple of fucking jabs and I've been sleeping, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you got to get hats off to Kroll for that.
Yeah, Kroll's a tough bastard, and I'd love to see Kroll back in the ring in December. I think the plan is if Shane wins, that's the fight we're looking at. Tomo's looking sharp though, still.
Oh, I'd love Tomo back.
Yeah,
I sparred.
He's looking good.
In the ring with him a few weeks back. He just looks so much more confident.
So much better, yeah.
In the ring.
He's light on his feet. He just looks amazing at the minute. Yeah, he looks really good.
He just makes it effortless now at the minute. Like before with him, like he was so big and strong, but I don't think he knew 100% what to do with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's a lot more rounded now. He's boxing beautifully, and I think if we did see him again, we would see a fucking. Yeah, well, he'd be very tough to beat next time.
I wouldn't want to be in a fucking fighting him, I know that much.
No. But I mean, Kyle, we've not seen anything of him. I've seen Shane. Shane carries a lot of power, and I can only think Shane will stop Kyle. I haven't seen Kyle. I haven't seen him, so it's hard to know. But the Kroll come from a Dolman background. Things are usually pretty tough. I don't know if Kyle has. Is he?
That's the thing. I don't even know him. We met him that one time.
He's a nice guy.
Tidy, sound. Yeah.
Sounds fuck.
He seems. He's very confident. Very confident guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he'd have taken the fight if he didn't think he could beat Shane. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough, isn't it?
For me, I love Shane. I've come close with Shane in this camp.
And he's fit, he's ready, he's trained hard.
Oh, you do 6 rounds.
He's left no stone unturned, so if Kyle hasn't trained hard, then he's in for a fucking shock. But I think Kyle, the way he's talking, he's confident. I think he might put on a fucking good performance, much like Kroll did when he
I hope he turns up and does do a performance for Shane, because Shane's trained so hard. I don't know if he just want to knock him out there in 15 seconds. I don't know, but I
think Shane is going to go hard early. If he lands, he could get Kyle out of there early, and it could be the first round. If Kyle weathers that storm, I think we could see a repeat of perhaps the Kroll fight where then Kyle comes back into it.
Shane is very fit, mind.
I know, but Tomo was very fit. When you go and you blow that gasket, it's fucking hard to get it back in. And I think if Shane does go hard early and he doesn't get Kyle out of there, I think it opens the door then for Kyle to come back in, and I think we could then see another very close points decision one way or the other. But yeah, I'm gonna go. But Shane does get him out of there early. I'm gonna go Shane first round.
I mean, same. Shane first round stoppage.
That's Sam Price saying that. Kyle, if you want to drop my man.
No, but like I say, it's like when you haven't seen someone, how would you judge him in it? Do you know what I mean? It's not as if we've seen a sparring video he's done or seen him on the pads.
I've seen him on the pads.
Well, I haven't seen him throw a punch, but I've just seen how much Shane have trained, and he wants this. The belt means
everything.
Yeah, exactly. It means everything to him. I can't see how Shane is going to go in there and not take that belt home. I just can't see it any other way. Even if Kyle turns up and Kyle is equal or better than him in boxing,
your heart and determination will get Shane the belt. Anyway.
Yeah, because I just know he wants that belt. I know he wants to win. And let's be honest, he's strong. Yeah. I don't know how strong Kyle is. I don't know if Kyle's got a good chin or I don't know. Literally, it's almost impossible to call that way. But for me, Shane in my corner as well, in the red side, it's an easy pick for me, Shane.
Most important thing is obviously all the fighters come home safe, enjoy the night, all the crowd enjoy the night, and yeah, we all get home after another successful event. There'll be buckets and raffle tickets on the night collecting for Harry. We'll have a charity auction as well, some nice stuff up for grabs. I think we got Louis Samet Welsh jersey, we've got Canelo boxing glove, AJ boxing glove, Calzaghe boxing glove. I think I got a Michael Owen Liverpool shirt, a Man United School shirt, a couple of UFC bits. Some good stuff in there, let's be honest. Yeah, so they'll all be up for auction, so bring your wallets, cash or bank transfer for the auction, so that's fine. And yeah, just have a good night. It'll finish around 10:15. Everyone out for about 10, so book your buses for around 10:30. And yeah, it should be a good night, and yeah, we'll see you all Saturday. Still limited tickets available. They'll be on sale until either they're sold out or Wednesday night. So yeah, drop me a message if you need any more. But other than that, I will see you all Saturday, and thanks for listening.